What's up guys, it's Carter and I'm back with another video. And it's been about a month since my last video. I took a little bit of time off. My daughter was born about a couple weeks ago and really just been enjoying her, spending time with the family. You know, we had Thanksgiving as well. I also had taken some time off from lifting, about a week and a half. I took as a deload. As you guys know, I had kind of tweaked my back and I had a lot of other nagging injuries that were really bothering me, some of which haven't completely gone away, but have rested up a little bit, and I'm feeling a little better, a little fresher. Had some time off for work too, for the birth of my daughter, and like I said, just relaxing, resting, taking care of some things I needed to do, and just taking some time off. It's much needed. But I'm back at it. And I stopped the coaching services I was using before, and I went ahead and went with the Juggernaut AI app, mainly because of money. I just want to save a little bit of money. And I still wanted something, though, that would I could take my mind off of the programming aspect of my workouts and just kind of come in, see what I had to do, and get it done, and kind of trust in the program. But what we did was start off with, for the first workout of the week, start off with tempo bench, and I selected chest as a weakness for my upper body and hamstrings as a weakness for my lower body. And what the app's going to do is kind of give me exercise geared towards those weaknesses. So started me off with tempo bench, and as a 5-second eccentric, so only using 135 pounds there, and it was pretty challenging. Only doing 6 reps, but trying to leave, I believe it was a 6 RPE or 4 reps in reserve, something in that nature. And so I went ahead and did that. It felt pretty good. Shoulders bothering me a little bit, but nothing terrible. Moved on to some chest supported rows. It's been a while since I did these, using the lever gym, and that's another thing I'm looking forward to, is using some of these tools that I have in my basement that I haven't been using for a while because the programming didn't call for it. So now this app gives me a little bit of freedom to kind of choose some exercises, you know, within a range that they give you, and I can kind of get back to some of the exercises that I've traditionally liked and traditionally worked for me well. And so it did call for a chest supported row, so I went with the lever gym rows for that. Then I went ahead and stuck with the lever gym for the shrugs. I always like the lever gym for shrugs. You can kind of set the lever arms just below where you want to start and just load it up really heavy and bang them out. So that's what I did for those. Then we moved on to some one-arm pull-downs using the cable tower. And I just kind of wanted to get away from the monotony of those pull downs that I was doing on the lever gym. Kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. So those felt pretty good. Then we moved on to some dumbbell presses. I'm sure this is something that the app has selected to address my chest weakness. Although it only wanted me to use 65s for the pressing and wanted to leave, I think, 4 reps in the tank. I felt that was a little light, so I started off with it just to test it, but yeah, it was easily 5 reps in reserve, so I went ahead and went up for the remaining sets and kind of plug them in, and I believe it'll address it next workout. It'll probably up the weight. So a lot of this is going to be kind of figuring out where I'm at and letting the app do its adapting. So went with a little bit of dumbbell bicep curls. Forearm still bothering me a little bit, but was able to do those. Then we went with a dip, kind of to end the workout for the day. And I hadn't done dips in almost a year. I used to live on dips. I think that's really what I owe my triceps to over the years. I used to do a lot of dips, but hadn't done them in a year, so banged those out. Felt pretty good. Just wanted to do some body weight ones just to start, and I think I got 20 or so there. And moved on to the next day, which was a lower day, and it called for a reverse hack squat. And I was going to swap out the exercise for something else. And let me try to go ahead and kind of set this up on the lever gym, see if I can do it. And it was okay. I'm not sure that I'll stick with it going forward. But it wasn't bad using the lever arms and then these 30-degree rogue squat wedges there. Felt okay. Knee's been bothering me a little bit. It's kind of funny, at the time I took off from the gym, then my knee starts bothering me. So, you know, if it ain't something from working out, it's something from not working out. But then we moved on to some deadlifts, and these felt pretty good. I wasn't sure how these were going to go after not really doing any deadlifts for a long time, especially for reps. I was always doing heavy singles, doing the conjugate programming, or it was, I guess I did get a little bit of speed work in with the bands, but no just true rep work for deadlifts. So this called for 8s at, I don't know, I think it was like 235 or something. Nothing super heavy. I kind of started off very conservatively for when the app asked me for my 1 rep max. I think I selected 400, so that was the weight that it gave me. Went with it, felt pretty good. Was really focusing on form, trying to do everything beltless for the time being until something gets really heavy. Really want to focus on my core, getting my core really strong and trying to strengthen that low back. Because one of the problems with my low back has been that QL on the left side. And I just think a lot of beltless work will really address that and kind of help. So along those same lines, I went with some one-legged split squats. Like I said, the app will let you select from a list of exercises, and that was one of the things I wanted to kind of focus on, was some unilateral work, something I haven't done on the lower body for a while. So went ahead and threw those in. They felt pretty good. Didn't start off super heavy or anything. I think I was just using some 40-pound dumbbells for those. Then it called for a hip hinge. I went ahead and went with these Rogue Rhino Good Mornings. They feel pretty good, and they also kind of feel like a pull through to a degree. It's a really cool exercise. I think I'm going to use it a lot going forward, especially when my low back bothers me. But this was actually a combo set. It was kind of a super set where it wanted me to go into a chest exercise, I'm sure to address my chest weakness to get extra volume in. So I went right into these one-arm cable crossovers, and this really tests your conditioning as well with these combo sets. Kind of cool. Generally, whenever I do any kind of supersetting, it's usually kind of towards the end of the workout with some smaller exercises to kind of save some time and speed things along. But I don't think I've ever done it with an upper-lower body kind of pairing. So kind of cool how they work in a little extra volume to address weaknesses there. Then we moved on to some reverse hypers and doing 10s here. So added some more weight on here. I think I'm using about 250. And these are pretty challenging, but it was nice to get back on the reverse hypers. Really hadn't been doing any since I had taken some time off. I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing them, if the program would allow it, but it did have it as an option, so I went ahead and got back on those. Then we're doing a little bit of accessory work here with some calves, using the Rogue Rhino and my 30-degree Rogue wedges. And these were pretty, they felt good enough, but man, they left my calves sore for almost an entire week. I had to help my brother move over the weekend, and my calves were still killing me throughout the weekend, even though I skipped my second lower body workout of the week just because I knew I was going to be helping him move, and just no point in killing myself. So ending the workout here with an ab exercise, and I'm using the ab wheel here that I bought from the Rogue website. Hadn't done these in a while because of the forearm, but these felt pretty good. And then we moved on to the lower body workout here. And then I'm going to get into I recorded a few things with the app just to kind of give you guys a taste of how the app works, and did a little bit of screen recording here. So when you go to start the workout, you hit the start training button, and it gives you some warm-up exercises you can do to kind of get started to prepare for your workout. And your readiness check in here, you put your body weight in there, put how many hours you slept throughout the night, and it kind of just has all these little questions here to kind of gauge where you're at for the day. Your mood, your motivation, your diet over the last 24 hours, how recovered you feel, and then how recovered you feel on specific muscle groups. And you can rate all that, and it's going to kind of adjust things based on that. So pretty cool, very customizable, and as you can see, I kind of put the lower back and the hamstrings on 2 because they were feeling a little bit fatigued from the other workout that I did earlier last week. So, and it kind of puts out your workout there for you. Start off with some steel rows, 5 sets of steel rows, then my competition bench, and then these other exercises that are added in there. These are the kind of ones I can select from a list that they give me. And so that's the workout we're going to get into here. So start off with the steel rows. Start off a little heavy here, using the Vulcan open trap bar that I rarely get to use. But I think I was trying to leave 3 to 4 reps in the tank here for these. And I was about in that range for this first set, which this is here. But as the sets went on, they definitely got more difficult. So yeah, it's a 6 RPE. So I had to adjust those things, and you can kind of go through and adjust what weight you used and what you felt the RPE was for those sets. So pretty cool feature there, and it'll adjust things right there on the fly if it feels it needs to up it or lower it for you. Then we moved on to my competition style bench. I'm using pinkies on the rings here. It gave me the weight based on my max. I think I put for my max 300, so being a little conservative there. But just trying to get a nice, good pause as if I was in a competition. Not that I'm planning on competing or anything, but just always like to get a nice, at least half-second pause there at the bottom. And those felt pretty good. Been having a little bit of shoulder discomfort in the left shoulder, but nothing too bad. We moved on to some dumbbell bench press, and I believe I went ahead with the 65s, but again, these are just a little too light. So, I hang them up, go ahead and went to update it in the app. So 130s, which would be 65-pound dumbbells, just a little bit too light. Put 5 for reps in reserve because that's the highest reps in reserve I could enter in the app. And then just went ahead and went heavier for the remaining 2 sets. And hopefully it'll update next week. This is the same work week, so might not have updated it yet, but I'm kind of curious to see if it does adjust that. So we moved on to some dumbbell military press or seated overhead press. These felt pretty good. I hadn't done them. I think we did a little bit of these about a couple months ago, but didn't stick with them because of the shoulder pain I was experiencing at the time. Like I said, I was having a lot of nagging injuries and overuse injuries kind of stacking up on me, which was telling me that I needed to take a deload week, which came at a good time, again, because of just the holidays and the birth of my daughter. So went ahead and moved on to some dumbbell rows here, a little bit lighter than I was doing before, but again, trying to kind of follow what the app is recommending. I believe these were 75s here. So I've noticed it wants me to leave usually about 2 to 3 reps in reserve, sometimes 4 on a lot of these. So I'm going to see how that goes going forward, because I think it kind of ramps the intensity up over the course of a few weeks, and then kind of we'll start over again. So that's just kind of the format I looked at and kind of how they had it laid out for me. So interested to see how that goes moving forward. Then I went with some cable curls for the bicep curl variation. Again, forearm was bothering me a little bit on this day, so went with this cable curl variation. Wasn't bothering at all, and they felt pretty good. And then ended with some tricep press downs. Used 2 red bands here and kind of doubled them over and connected them to that chrome short bar that I have there, and was doing 10s there. And those felt pretty good. They were pretty tough. And then you go ahead and select finish workout. Lets you know how long your workout took. That one was about an hour and a half. You can select your session difficulty. I thought it was pretty tough but doable, so I went with 8 there. And based on that, I think it's going to kind of up the volume a little bit next session. So do keep that in mind if you are using this app for the first time. And then it lets you put in some kind of notes and some things you accomplished, and then you can complete your session there. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. I appreciate you watching. As always, it's good to be back. Missed you guys. So let me know what you guys think of the Juggernaut AI app, if you have any experience with it, or if you'd like to see me kind of walk you through an entire workout using the app for a more in-depth look to see if it's something you might be interested in. Otherwise, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.